All right, my name is Matt Boots.
And I'm Hovv. Green Lounge LA.
They think violence, but when you go out to anywhere else, it's nothing about that. Everybody thinking about making money and how to go make money.
People were starting to come together, so then they had to figure out another way to divide. I mean, their main thing is divide and conquer for that as well.
So, because I do events as well, but not on your level, of course. But Monday, right? Green Lounge LA, Mad Boots Entertainment, and Angel Clubhouse Empire presents The Struggle. I'm Hovv, and
Randy with the school tour.
Randy with the school tour. It's a pleasure to actually meet you, and now the opportunity to speak with you. For everybody who don't know what you do, can you let the people in the back know what you do, sir?
Well, what we do is we have a non-stop entity of business. We started in 2004, and next month it'll be our 20th year of doing the school tour. We've done events every single month since I started. I've never took a break within the month, whatever, so yeah. And it's been a great ride, whether school is in or not. We were still doing events and stuff like that when they're out, and it's been a nice journey and stuff like that. And like throughout the 20 years and stuff, I've only missed one show that I wasn't there. The show still went on.
Okay.
And then there was one show where I woke up late. Okay. You know what I mean? But other than that, I've been very blessed with the help of God to be able to do events, like I say, every single month.
That sounds really solid.
Yeah, definitely. So
that sounds really solid. So what piqued my interest while you was talking right now is you do the school tours while the school is out. That sounds like you're trying to keep kids out of trouble, but tell me your reason why you do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that still go on. Like right now, school is out during the Christmas and the New Year's type of thing, whatever. So there's events that still go on. And then when school is out, say May or June or whatever, there's so many events that go on through there. We do events at Venice Beach, the VBL Basketball League.
Right.
We do LA County Fair, Orange County Fair, and a host of other things. So yeah, every month there's events and stuff, and whether school is in or not, since we've been doing it for such a long time, it's been a blessing.
So let's go down memory lane, right? I think all of us old folks like to go down memory lane. That's when we're younger. When you first started out, because a lot of times on the struggle, we talk to people that are trying to go through the process of finding their purpose and deciding what their craft is going to be instead of just shooting aimlessly.
Exactly. So
what did you do when you sat there and like, I'm going to become Randy of the school tours? What was that like? That was
never a dream of mine. It all happened by accident. Okay, so I'll just try to speed it up a little bit. I had a recording studio in Inglewood in the bank building on Crenshaw and Imperial.
Okay,
and we started small, then we got 2 rooms, whatever. So at some point that was over, right? So then I'm saying, man, what am I going to do? So I joined a guy named Sterling Davis. He had a production company.
Okay.
So he had like 5 or 6 artists, during that time. So I was kind of like the assistant manager to his people, right?
Okay.
So anyway, one of these days I'm driving down the street, and back then in the early 2000s, the street poles, they were big with people putting their posters and stuff up there, right?
I remember that.
Okay, so I'm driving, and I see this thing that says school tour, Bakersfield, San Diego, Palm Springs, San Francisco, whatever. So I said, hey, this might be a cool thing for Sterling's acts to be able to do. So I called him. I talked to Sterling about it. So we met with the lady. We did our first event was a school in Linwood, and then we did Jackie Robinson YMCA down in San Diego. That's where the wheels kind of started to fall off a little bit. These kids, they had 2 rooms where one was where we were performing, another one where the kids would go to the Halloween haunted house.
Okay.
So the lady, she had the order first. First, Sterling's people were supposed to go. Then they were going to close it out, right? But she saw the kids kind of like, hey, by the time we perform, it might not be nobody. So she switched it. She switched the orders to try to leave us with nothing. So we kind of like, didn't like that, right? So that was really a big strike, which was strike number 2 in a sense.
Right.
So then she booked Paris High School. Okay, in the city of Paris over there by Marina
I know where
Valley,
Paris.
whatever. Yeah. So most of Sterling's act, they lived in the Valley area. This is a show I didn't go down to. So
You mean the San Fernando Valley?
Yeah, in San
So they had
Fernando.
to make a nice journey.
Yeah. So they drive down there. The assistant principal tells them, hey, I talked to that lady the day before. I canceled the show. Man, that was messed up. So when they were so fumed and furious and mad, man, it was crazy. So I talked to Sterling on the phone, and I said, hey, you know what? This could be, a good thing for somebody, right? So anyway, a buddy of mine we still buddies, name is DJ Wizard.
Okay.
DJ Wizard was doing a birthday for Dean. He was over at the Gardena High School, right?
Okay.
So I DJ'd a little bit, and then the Wizard, he was the main person, whatever. So then I said, you know what? That dude, he's at Gardena High School. Maybe I could talk to him, and we can get something going. So I went over there and I talked to him, and he said, okay, man, I'm going to let you in there. You can't be playing no cussing music and stuff. I said, hey, did you hear any cussing music, especially when I was up there? I didn't play no cussing music or anything like that, or the people's pants hanging down to the knees, because I've been in the LAUSD for a long time. I'll make some funk. I said, you don't have to worry about that. So then he gave us a chance. So we used the same acts that Sterling had, right, to go over there, and it was very successful. So then I said, man, this is cool. So then I called, I think about 4 or 5 more schools, and during that time, they wanted me to bring a CD so they could listen to the music to make sure that it was cool before they booked us. So, that went on. We used Sterling's act, I think, a couple more times. And then some of his people, they couldn't make it to the school. So now I didn't say booked Hollywood High School, right? Okay. I got Hollywood High School coming on Monday, and I don't have no acts because I only had access to him. So then that's where I started bringing other acts from the outside and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And we still had to use Wizard because I didn't have any equipment, whatever. Matter of fact, I wasn't really even paying attention to what he was really, his speakers, and I wasn't paying attention to none of that.
So life was really teaching you your craft, like hands-on right then and there. Oh,
yeah, man, because like the first equipment that I bought, not paying attention to what Wizard had, like I had some speakers at 250 watts on each side, right?
Okay.
But then my my power amp, 1,000 watts. So you performing, Randy, turn the music up. So I'm turning the power amp so as it gets to 300, 400, pop, or pop. And then in the very beginning, I used to book too many people. So say like a lunchtime is 30 minutes, right?
Right.
Shoot, I book like 4 people. But 2 people who get to do 2 songs, they'll be able to easily. So then another person comes on and the bell's ringing while they performing their first song. And then the other person, they didn't even get to perform at all. So it was a lot of, from learning equipment to trying to book the right amount of people for a 30-minute, or if we did some performances in the auditorium and stuff like that, booking the right people for that as well.
So, because I do events as well, but not on your level, of course. But hopefully one day, right? One thing that I noticed is that you're very professional about that. Yeah. And I really had liked that because when I didn't know anything about you, respectfully. And when I was looking up, I was like, okay, this is what the community does need, to see how you can do music professionally. And we ourselves try to help by doing events to have people learn how to be groomed for the industry, but the professional side, not the character that you put on when you're on stage, but to be cute. And you know what I mean? With the business side, and the show business side, because those are two different things.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, very hands-on. So at this stage where you're at, my question would be, what is something that you're still learning? Because in this industry, no matter how big you get, it's always something to learn. What are you learning and struggling with at these times?
Struggling at this point, no. But just watching how some of the artists do business and stuff like that, it's kind of bad because, you know, I look at it like this. The dictionary starts with the letter A, right?
Correct.
But it's really in the entertainment industry, whether it's acting or music, it's really should be the letter O. It's called opportunists. You have people who are opportunists. It gives the dictionary spelling of what it is, and
Right.
then you got all of these people's names that's right underneath that, and it goes for hundreds and hundreds of pages because a lot of people, they try to get over on the people that's working with them and helping, because everybody wants to be successful, man. And if you have a great team of people, you have to roll with them. You can't, like, for example, so you got a manager and stuff, and I see that, man, you're good, but I wasn't there in all of the struggles in the very beginning. So then I come and say, hey, man, you know, I could do this and do that. That's a wrong thing. So from me watching a lot of these artists and stuff like that, you know, there are some that they're not loyal. Whether you have a contract with them or not, some of them, they're not loyal to you.
You know what's crazy? All right, so I come from a different realm, right? Because at the end of the day, whether you do out here in California, no matter what your craft is, eventually we all go to the same banks. We all eat at the same stores. You know, that goes for the employees, to the owners, to the ultra rich out here. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of classist, right?
Yeah.
So what I learned from the top was what you're saying. You want to be loyal, because them people that sit at them tables, that sit at those tables that are exclusive, they watching. And they count, and they are petty. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And you better understand teamwork. You better understand teamwork. So I think a narrative that needs to change within maybe even the community is the I narrative, the independent narrative. I think it's like tore up the community, even in relationships a little bit, right? I'm independent. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I can't take over a nation. I can't change the world.
Right.
But we can.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think I think you can probably see, like, a lot of people now are starting to understand the team idea a little bit better now.
Yeah. Your team doesn't have to be large, because you got a team that's too large, then you got some snakes up in there. When your team is smaller, you can kind of see what everybody's doing and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, to make everything happen successfully for you.
What would you say, beside the letter O, opportunist, what is something that an artist really should look at?
Well, I mean, they need to really look at how the music business is going overall and stuff like that, and try not to be a follower, because since, you know, everybody can drop a single or everybody can drop a video, you know what I mean? Read the comments of some of the artists that's getting negative feedback and try not to be like them. And then another thing is, you know, these artists, a lot of them, they don't rehearse. They just, you know, they got 10 shows and they don't even know what they're practicing their show on stage and stuff like that. Just because you're a rapper doesn't mean I got to grab a microphone and just walk up and down, left, right, center. There's things that if you really got somebody, you know, that can tell you, hey, why don't you move around like this? Why don't you do this? You can put more on the show versus I got a microphone and I'm just walking up and down and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I'm new to the event business, to be honest with you. And I've done a couple of shows now, excuse me. And you know what I see in a lot of artists?
Right.
They look down when they rap. I never get that.
They look what?
They look down when they rap. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know.
what is that? Do you see that a lot?
Not really. What I see a lot of people, especially rappers, is they're rapping over their song. When you just singing, yeah, you might need a little bit of helper underneath. But if you're a rapper, you need to when they go into the studio, they need to pull those leads out. You can still have your ad libs and all that type of stuff in your hook, but it's easy. Like I do sound, right? Mm-hmm. So there's no reason for me to just play your regular record and you're rapping over your record. So now I'm trying to adjust the microphone to have you go over that. No, just take it off.
Do you think that's a generational thing, though? Because, like, okay, and this is the reason I said that. Jay-Z made a statement about that before, and I'm sure you've seen it on TikTok, Instagram, everybody has, where he goes and he says, hey, yo, he stops the show. Yo, take my lyrics off. They could have stayed at home to listen to this.
Yeah.
But some newer artists are doing it. So is that a generational thing, or do you think that's a matter of professionalism?
I think it's a copycat thing because it's like I say, they go into the studio, and once again, if you're an artist and if you're cussing, you should always have two versions.
Two versions, two tracks.
So when you walk into a situation, you can do this. But yeah, it's very easy. Just take the leads off because as a sound person and the person is rapping, maybe singing and all that, it's a little bit more different, but the rapping aspect of it, you take your leads off and you just go over, your song like that, your track. Yeah,
I think my brother told me one time, he was like, my brother Andre, he was like, you know what, just have a stage track period where it's the same music without, you know what I'm saying, so you can practice your craft. And I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Because then we know who's really the artist and who's the braggart. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think today, you guys should really listen to the opportunist, and the gem that you dropped was performance. So we'd like to thank you, Randy. Yeah. We will be following you, obviously.
Definitely.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. You can always follow him at School Tours on Instagram. I mean, please follow the links in the description as well. We appreciate you. Have a great day.